Second screen's not working? No, that one stays that way.
It'll come up.
When he gets it, it'll come on.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, time is 3:30. I call the public safety meeting, of the Orange County Legislature to order. Please note the meeting is being transmitted live via video stream. The public can find the link of this video stream by visiting the Orange County website, www.orangecounty.gov. orangecountygov.com, clicking on the tab for the legislature and locating the public safety meeting on the calendar. Please silence your cell phones, tablets, and other electronic devices. And the microphones are very sensitive, so be careful of that. And if you all please rise and join me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we'll start with roll call.
Stiganga. Here. Ellers. Fagion.
Here.
Sierra. Sassy. Ramos. Here. Hines.
Here. And we have 4 of 7, so we have a quorum. So we're good. Okay, first up, we have the sheriff's office, and we'll start with letter A. Request to accept and appropriate grant monies from the State Criminal Alien Assistance Program. This is reimbursement from the federal government for the housing of illegal aliens in the Orange County Correctional Facility. Reimbursements for the expenditures made during the period of 7/1/2019 through 6/30/20. It's $160,470. It's legislative request number 187. Motion, please. Captain, you want to highlight that for us?
Sure. This program is basically a reimbursement for street arrests of illegal aliens that fit certain criteria. They have to be incarcerated with us for at least 4 consecutive days. They have to have a felony conviction or 2 misdemeanor convictions to fit the criteria for reimbursement. So each year we have to compile the data and submit it. And the federal government calculates a reimbursement figure for us. As you can see, it's about a 2-year lag.
Is that about the same number every year, or is it
It's
changed?
been ballpark about the same.
Anybody have any questions for the captain? Seeing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Now we'll move on. We have 2 months of corrections reports to review. So I need a motion to discuss the June corrections report. Any of those? You want to highlight June for us, please?
Sure. June, we had an average daily pop of 390 inmates in totality, and the revenue at the end of June was $3,837,083. There was nothing really else in there, unless there was something you wanted to discuss in the report.
Anybody have any questions on the June report? Okay, hearing none, then I'm going to move on to the July corrections report, and we'll have a motion to discuss that.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any different highlights in July, Captain?
We have facility head count this morning at 280, 58 are ICE. The revenue totality is $4,364,830. That's through the end of July.
Okay, so there's been some press on the ICE prisoners. You want to just detail the decision-making and things that went into that for us?
I'm not authorized to speak on that. That would have to go through under Sheriff Jones.
Okay, that was your instructions coming here today?
Yes.
And the undersheriff told you that?
Yes, he said that any questions related to the ICE can go through him.
Interesting.
So we anticipated that we were going to be asking these questions.
So,
He gave you a direct order on that, so that he figured that we would be asking or inquiring about that.
well, it's been in the press, so he probably did.
Okay, can you tell us how many ICE prisoners are in the facility as of today?
As of today, we had 58.
And what about in June?
June, it was, we didn't have a reduction till the end of July, so I don't have that total number right now. I can get that for you.
Okay, now tell us about the overtime. The fact that I think the pod was closed with respect to the ICE inmates, is that correct?
We were able to consolidate some housing areas, yes.
Okay, and how does that affect the manpower? Because I think that's something that not only the legislators, but the public will need to know. By closing the pod,
It just alleviates posts that we had to man.
how many is that?
As far as, in a 24-hour period, you were talking 11 officers, 2 sergeants.
And that's every day then?
Yes.
And what is the overtime like now with respect to being mandated and things of that nature?
Right now, it's still high because of our vacancies. We still have 30 vacancies and a total of 51 officers out in totality. But with what had occurred, we were able to save $63,493 from pay period 15.
Okay. And the total staff in corrections is what, 200 roughly?
It's around 285.
285, and you're down some.
We're down
almost
like
50.
51.
51. And I think they said at the last test, only 8 people are going to come through as qualified.
No, right now, we have 12 in a class that are starting orientation right now. And Human Resources is retesting 18 people, I believe. I don't know how many have replied this upcoming week to try to pass the agility again.
Okay.
So hopefully we can get some more out of that.
Let the record reflect, legislator Sassi has joined us. We're on letter B, the July correction.
Apologies for my lateness, sir.
No problem. Anybody else have questions for the captain? Legislator, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I just have a question. You mentioned a dollar figure on the reduction. On the same, what was that dollar amount again?
For the overtime,
Sir,
through pay period 15, it was $63,493.
thank you. My pen didn't work that quick, so thank you, sir. That's all I have, Chairman. Thank you.
And I think the next corrections test is in December, is that correct?
Was told the schedule for December, yes.
How many people took the last test, do you know?
I think it was in the ballpark of about 130.
130, and out of that, we got 12.
Out of that, we ended up with 80. Out of the 80, only 17 or 18 passed the agility test. And then what you get after
And
that,
then only 12
the
wanted
job,
to
right?
go forward. What's the starting salary?
I believe we're around 46 and change. Don't quote me on that. I'm not really sure. They're starting with benefits and all that right now.
All right, so now, with respect to the pod with ICE now, we're gonna stay stable with that or not?
For now, yes.
What about marshals? Is that still in play or?
Marshals is still in play. Everything is still in play. There is a reduction, as you know. It ebbs and flows with what they bring in.
How's COVID in the jail? Is that an issue?
We have 3 currently right now, and we have 4 staff members.
3 inmate, okay, got it. 4 staff members. Okay. And visitation is the way it was before COVID,
Yes.
or is it still?
Non-contact.
What about the video conferencing? Is that working well
Mhm.
for
Yes.
lawyers and visitors?
I mean, at times there's some technical difficulties, but once they're brought to the attention, we rectify them.
Anybody else? Questions on July? All right, hearing none then, thank you very much, I appreciate it. And we're going to skip the sheriff's report for June, July, and August next month then, for the agenda. And we will move on then to the district attorney's office. I see Mr. Borek is here. So number 2, request to accept and appropriate funds from the State and Municipal Facilities Program Grant. The term of the grant is from August 1st, 2022 to July 31st, 2023. And the funds will be used to purchase computer equipment and related equipment for the ADAs, investigators, and support employees. Funds will be appropriated into the grants budget, $100,000, legislative request $193. So motion, please. Ask Mr. Gann, will highlight that for us, please, Mr. Borek?
Sure, Your Honor. This is related to the discovery reforms. Old habit, Steinhardt.
Your Honor.
So this was related to discovery reform. So as you know, we're trying to go paperless now. We have to get reams of information from the police agencies, review them, turn them over quickly to the defense attorneys. So this is going to be primarily used for laptop computers, noise canceling headphones. The biggest issue we have in handling all of this material is to make sure that sensitive materials that don't compromise people's privacy or security doesn't get inadvertently turned over. So it's not just a question of receiving the materials, it's the ADAs or staff members have to go through it first. And this is technology to aid with that. It also includes some projectors and items that can be used in courtrooms in front of real Your Honors, as well as some monitors and portable camera systems, as well as some notebooks that will be used. There's a big push now to make sure that when a defendant is in custody that any type of custodial interrogations are recorded. And some of this material is going to be used for that as well. Our investigators who helped compile the list of what we intend on purchasing also checked with the county IT people to make sure that the county can support the technology that we purchase.
Any questions on this? All right, hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Commissioner Casey, number 3A, request to accept and appropriate federal funds from the state of New York Governor's Traffic Safety Committee for the 2023 Traffic Safety Program Grant. I'm not going to give you the numbers for the continuance of educational programs to reduce the incidence of fatalities and serious personal injury vehicle accidents, $75,240, and that's legislative request number 182. Does everybody want to sponsor this one?
Yeah.
Highlight that for us, please,
Good
Commissioner.
afternoon. Before I get started, I want, I don't know if any of you have met Greg Schmidt. He is the acting deputy commissioner for 911 right now. He was director of operations. He will most likely be taking Alan Wisbicki's position. So I brought him along so some of you can meet him. And the item B is under 911. So
All right, well, welcome.
thank you.
We've met before, I think most of us have. Alan retired for the record. Okay, so any questions on this matter?
Traffic safety, it's a yearly thing we get. We used to support our child safety seat program, education to schools, and gets eaten up by our contracts with ADAC and all the educational programs we put out there. So it's good. We're still out there doing it now. The numbers are going in a bad direction with traffic, but we're hoping to tamp that down. So
What do you mean by the numbers?
alcohol-related crashes, speed-related crashes. For years, New York State had been in a downward trend, and it was an incredible accomplishment from where alcohol-related crashes were to where they went. And now it's kind of upticking a little. So the pandemic and some other factors have contributed to that issue.
So was your retirement from the state police? Is that-
I hated writing tickets, but it was one of those necessary evils. But yeah, it's a different environment out there, and it's tough for police and law enforcement.
Okay, anybody have any questions for the commissioner? All right, hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Next, we move on to letter B, request to abolish the vacant E911 Systems Administrator, grade 15, and create one Systems Integration Manager, management grade 23, legislative request of 165. Motion for that? Sassy, in a second.
Second.
How did that for us?
So this position came about as a result of what the district attorney was just speaking about, criminal justice reform. The county made a decision to purchase the niche police records management system. Everybody, all police agencies, probation, the DA, were all required to have some type of records management system. We used Impact for many years. It was a failing system. Niche is the latest and greatest. By making it countywide, it'll alleviate a lot of problems that the DA and the police have with transmitting information back and forth and getting out to defense. So it's mostly been grant funded at this point, but it's a multi-million-dollar project. It's one of those things that you can go back to your districts and say, we are taking this expense away from the town of Deer Park Police Department, away from the town of Cornwall Police Department. It's a very expensive system. Most police departments couldn't afford it if we didn't do it on the county-wide basis. So Jerry Alberti was our CAD manager. The CAD is the computer-aided dispatch system that basically runs 911. His responsibility was to maintain that system and know everything about it. We're now taking on Niche, which is another network. So I thought it was an opportune time to abolish that position that Alberti had, upgrade it, and give this new position the dual responsibility of CAD and Niche.
And the grade 23 came from DHR, or is that?
Yeah, there's a HR report on it. That was their recommendation, and even with that, we're hoping. It's been very difficult to get highly technical people to work for what we like to pay here. So it's become challenging.
You'll be happy to know that we passed something yesterday at rules that gives the HR commissioner the ability to, some latitude with respect to that. Come to before the whole legislature at our next meeting. Now, the hierarchy at the 911 center obviously is yourself, and then it's the deputy commissioner.
Well, there's five deputy commissioners.
I'm talking
So,
about the 911 center, the actual
Yeah,
communication piece of it.
yes,
It goes
there's
from you to
To
the
deputy
deputy,
commissioner
and
and
what grade is the deputy?
I'm 25.
24.
I thought it was a
I
five.
think that's a
Also
I think it's a
20.
attorney.
Yeah,
25.
I think it's a five, yeah.
25.
Vinny's a four.
Okay, and then this person would be the next in line, or is there somebody in between?
No, there'd be director of operations.
What's that grade?
24.
That's 24. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this would be the third in command, or is this?
They really
is
wouldn't
it
be-
not a management
It's
position?
not a management position. It's in the
It's a
management
technical position.
hierarchy, but it's a tech position that we just need to have. I think it's important for my personal position is we've kind of moved in this direction of UTC and Cherry Road and all these things. You need to have in-house knowledge because these people speak an entirely different language. And if you don't have your tech person sitting next to you, you don't know what they're telling you or what they're selling you. So I like to have my in-house person. We're a very tech-heavy operation over there. And I come to you guys and ask for millions and millions of dollars. And I want to make sure that I'm not being sold, a bill of goods there, that it's actually what we need. And I have my tech advisor saying, this is appropriate. The UTC is not going to go away. They're still going to be there to help us, but this person will be primarily responsible for this and be our tech advisor he's on my side, he's my attorney. Telling me it's appropriate what they're doing. So important.
What's the background of this person in your mind?
Hopefully they have at least a good background with the CAD because that's a really important part of the system. The niche thing is mostly networking and software and things like that. It's a big network out to the police departments and running back to my building, out to the DA probation. So a networking background. They need to be able to code. I mean, it's very difficult to find these people and retain them. So we have a couple people that we think might be able to do it, but we'll see. And hopefully our salary is attractive enough to get that person in there. These are critical functions. I mean, the CAD system is critical to what 911 does. It's really the heart of the system.
Questions? All right, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Desk is clear. Motion to adjourn is in order. Sir Rand, is there a second?
Sure, I'll make a second.
All right, and meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.